Hi, welcome to Books and Bocadillos. My name is Mariandrea, and this is my weekend review for June 3rd through June 9th. It is June 10th, and I have been having technical difficulties in getting this video posted. I am going to try one more time, and hopefully this works. So I usually start this video with highlights and lows. The highs of last week was on Saturday, I went to a yoga class and a yoga yurt. My friend and I went to this yoga yurt about an hour away from our city, and we really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. It was wonderful. It was such a cool yurt. It's a great yoga class, and I would like to make it a monthly thing that happens. And while I was out there, I also got to visit a local indie, and I did some book shopping, and one of those books will be in this video in a little bit. So a low this week is a consequence of a high. I've been moving my body more, I've been stretching, I've been active, I've been pushing myself a little bit, and I'm sore. My muscles are sore. I'm moving a little slowly, and that's okay. I'm glad I'm active and pushing myself and stretching and doing yoga and all that is good stuff. So it's a low, but it's a good low. Community posts. I posted that my Thursday night poetry series would be delayed. Last week was a busy week. I was preparing for a fundraiser. We were having a bake sale. I was prepping for that, and I was not able to film on Thursday. So I posted the Thursday night poetry video just last night, Sunday night, and I also posted about the cookbooks I used for supper club earlier this month. So that was on the community posts. I didn't do any tags. It was a busy week. I could not record much at all last week. I did not finish any books. I am still currently reading Savage Beauty by Nancy Milford, and this is a biography of the poet and playwright Agnes St. Vincent Millay. It is great. I am on the home stretch. I'm in part 2, and what a life. I'm also still reading through the short story collection Sabrina and Corina by Fajardo-Anstine. Fajardo-Anstine is becoming a new favorite author, an auto-buy author possibly. I am loving her collection of short stories. I already purchased Woman of Light, which is, I think, the next book she published, and it is set in the American West, and I'm hoping I get to read it this month for June on the Range, and I'm really excited. I hope to do a video soon talking about what it means to be an auto-buy author, what it means to me. I'm also still reading Marina by Ruiz Zafon. This is a book I am reading in the Kindle version. I finished the audiobook during the month of May. I picked this book up for Horror Mayhem, and this is a buddy read that I am doing with Ellen at Ellen Made Book Club. I love it. I finished the audiobook, like I said. I'm taking my time with the ebook, annotating, and just taking it slow, and I'm really glad I started with Marina. There's something really special about this book. I will talk more about this in probably a dedicated video, like a book review video. But I'm really excited to read anything else that Ruiz Zafon writes. And The Shadow of the Wind is a book that has been on my TBR for ages. I'm also reading this. I started it this weekend. This is one of the books that I purchased on Saturday when I went to the yoga yurt and the local indie out there. This is Larry McMurtry's essay collection, In a Narrow Grave, Essays on Texas. And look at that beautiful Texas landscape with those cowboys riding in the field. So I picked this up for June on the Range. This is nonfiction. It's a collection of essays. It is beautiful. I started it. It's gripping. I was sucked in immediately. I love Larry McMurtry's writing, and I'm really happy to be reading some essays for June on the Range, Rogue Edition, so to speak. I am also reading Dune by Frank Herbert, and this is my big summer book for the summer, for the Big Books of Summer reading challenge. I tried to keep up with Dune on the Range, but no, there's no way. I marked it for the Dune on the Range challenge, but it's going to take me all summer to get through this. I'm not going to try with all of the Dune on the Range stuff that I'm really excited about, all the Western literary reading and thinking. I'm going to have to take my time with Dune. But I started it and I'm really enjoying it so far. I have not DNF'd any books. And then I have a segment to this video series that I call Community Connection. And what I mean by community connection is this is when I talk about either something that happened, a conversation that was sparked through the comments, or maybe on the side with another content creator, whether that be on Discord or Voxer, that I want to share because it is meaningful, it is thought-provoking, it is exciting. So that conversation was with Aaron from Aaron Read a Book or Aaron Read a Book. And I had talked about living in London in a previous video, and he commented on that, and then we went back and forth in the comments about me living in London and working in London. And then I posted about Indian food, having had Indian food for supper club, and I mentioned to him that London has the best Indian food I've ever had, and all of that, just reminiscing, thinking about London, thinking about my time in London, my life in London, food in London, literature in London, all of that was just so fun to send me down a nice stroll through memory lane. So thank you, Erin, for such a thought-provoking conversation. And thank you. I appreciate community engagement, and I appreciate connecting with the community, with other booktubers, with subscribers. It's just a lot of fun. So thank you for that. Podcast. So I am a podcast enthusiast, and I always try to talk about a podcast that I'm listening to. And this week I want to talk about the podcast A Strong Sense of Place with Melissa and Dave. Melissa and Dave are the hosts of this podcast, and they are just recently, they were in transition from season 5 to season 6. Season 6 is already launched, but in between that time, they had a Q&A. And one of their listeners sent in a question that I thought was fascinating. It was so interesting. And that question was, if you could design your own literary amusement park, what would it be? What would it look like? And immediately, the first thing that came to mind was something that one of the hosts said, and it was so cool to hear somebody else thinking that way. So I thought I would have a whodunit world, and in this whodunit world, I would have Sherlock, of course, because Sherlock is one of my faves, and you'd be in London, and you could go and solve mysteries with Sherlock and Watson, and then there'd be you'd be on a cruise in the through the Nile, and you'd be on Death on the Nile in that world, and you'd be solving a mystery abroad, a cruise ship, and then there'd be a train called the Orient Express, and you could ride that and go through that whodunit, and then you could have all the fun whodunits. And I would also want 2 of my favorite cozies to be included, of course, right? So I've always been talking about Mia Pimananzala's Tita Rosie Kitchen Mystery Series, and I would want Tita Rosie's kitchen to be in this whodunit world. Why? Because they have amazing food. So this is a Filipino restaurant, and they have feasts of spreads of delicious foods and drink, and oh my goodness, I would want to try everything that was vegan, because they always have vegan options in the book series. And also, I love it that in these books, whenever they're celebrating something, they have a karaoke party. I love a karaoke party. So of course I want to be like singing karaoke and eating Filipino food while trying to solve a murder. And then I would also want Vivian Chan's world, the whole noodle house. I think I'm mispronouncing that, but it started with Death by Dumpling, and I would want that noodle house there, and I would want to have Chinese food and solve all the murders there. And of course, like whatever other like amazing mystery series or cozies, classics, everything. If you have a whodunit that you think absolutely needs to be in this whodunit world, please let me know in the comments, because I am always up for learning about a new whodunit series that I maybe haven't read or I'm not familiar with, and I would love to like add more whodunits to my TBR. So yeah, please, please, please share that with me in the comments. Recipe of the week, because of course, books and bocadillos, I always have to talk about a recipe, and I will link a recipe to like one of the best, but the recipe that was the hero of the week last week was the chickpea tuna salad sandwich. I love a chickpea tuna salad sandwich. I've made so many, tried so many recipes by now that I don't need a recipe anymore. I just kind of throw stuff together, and it's always fantastic. But I will link a recipe for your reference. Chickpea, mashed chickpeas. And there's so many ways, so many things, but it's like making maybe like a tuna sandwich. But instead of tuna, you use mashed chickpeas. It's so, so good. It's perfect for summer because it is a cold sandwich. And I love it so much. And it was what saved my life last week in like the busyness of the week. A chickpea tuna salad sandwich or a chickpea salad sandwich is one of the easiest things you can make, and it's so tasty and yummy. And of course, you serve it with like some chips, or maybe some chips and salsa, or maybe some guac and chips. Yeah, so good. What am I looking forward to this coming week? Or in general, is I am looking forward to hopefully recording a book haul video soon. I'm still trying to iron out details for a video for 100 subscribers, a celebration or a commemorative video. And I think it'll be on location. I'm trying to iron out dates. I had meant to do it on a Monday, but every Monday this week has been super busy. I will keep trying and hopefully get that out soon. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking my videos. Thank you so much for your comments. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who is here, and I look forward to touching base with you on a weekly basis. Hasta la próxima.